Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my classroom. Thanks for coming by. So, right now, believe it or not, we are on week 10 of this nutty distance learning stuff, right? And we are pretty much there at our superhero anime character, football player, goblin, whatever you're doing. Okay. You're going to make sure that you have to do all the weeks before this, unless I told you something else. Because you're not going to understand it, because we have all these different things that we need for this guy, because we're adding on bit by bit, week by week. Okay. So make sure you've done all the ones before this before you go on to now. Okay. So today we are going to need your from 2 weeks ago, right? Week 8. We're going to need our stick figure action line person, right? You're also going to need your head ruler from week 8 as well. And we practiced with a mannequin last time. So you're going to have your mannequin from week 9, and you are going to have a pencil with an eraser. And if you've lost anything from week 8, you're going to go to that YouTube link now and you're going to finish it. And then you come back to us once you have completed that project. Okay. So today, what we're going to do is we're putting this all together, right? This whole action line, right? And proportion thing. We're going to put that all together. We're going to put these shapes that we made. We're going to make the mannequin moving now. We're going to put those pieces together, just like this background. We're going to kind of connect the dots. Okay, so right now you are going to just focus on no details, no facial features. That comes at the end, after we have all of this set up. Then that's what we worry about, because we get this wrong, the whole thing is wrong. So we're going to focus on this today. Okay, so right now, just listen for a little bit. Listen to my introduction, right? So we're not going to draw yet, but I wanted just to make a couple things clear. So these are some excellent examples. Some excellent examples. There are a lot of great stuff that people were coming up with for their own action pose, right? For their drawing, right? You're not gonna do mine. You're not going to go do this. A lot of people are doing this, right? Where I'm just kind of going like this. You're not going to do that. You're going to do your very own. So let's just recap a little bit of what an action line is. Let me take a screenshot and let's kind of doodle on these a little bit. Let's see how our friends got these awesome action lines. Okay. So this one's great. It looks like he's jumping up in the air. Oh, the action line is what's moving there. The bendy, curvy thing. That's what makes it interesting. That's how you make movement. That's how you draw movement. And movement is interesting. Now, we don't want that. We want that, right? That's more interesting. The movement is interesting. That's kind of like it's kind of like the verb. If we think about this as a sentence, our people, we think of them as a sentence. The action lines kind of is the verb. It's what makes it interesting. Okay, so now let's do this one. This one's nice. This person looks like they're kind of walking very fancy and elegantly. Okay, whoa. See, he likes to correct me and do something nice and boring, but no, we're doing interesting things. And then even though that's kind of a straight line, you can kind of make it, there's a bend there. There's a bend in the knee. There's a bend in the knee. And this guy looks cool. This guy looks like he's running, running, running. So then let me make his action line. Oh, 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 oh. That is an excellent action line. Excellent action line. Oh, no, 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 no. Got rid of that. Undo. Redo. Undo. Oh, no, it's lost. I'll do it again. It's worth doing again. It's just that good. No, no, it's like a spiral. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful action line. So the legs and the arms, the things that bend, those are the best places for our action lines to go, for our pose or our gesture. Whichever one works for you. Somebody moving and catching something, or somebody looking fancy and posing for something. Okay. So now I want to show you what my final project, my model for this lesson. Remember, I showed you my Nolan Del Armgo, my Drow cleric. Oh. No, thank you. Don't save. Okay. All right, you're not doing those little details yet. That's interesting and it's exciting, but like you gotta get the basics down first, or it's you can't just start building the windows on a house before you actually have a building there. These are just like the windows. So let's look at how I started this with my action line. Let's find that there. This is very simple, very controlled, right? And then down here, kind of like an intersecting X there. Okay, so that's something I definitely need everybody to do, is you need to do your own action line, and we're going to fill in the blanks, right? And we're going to put it in proportion with our head ruler. But then I had some people that say, oh, Miss Vale, but like my person's not standing up. My person's sitting down. My person's bending. So they're not going to be like we have. Okay, so like him or her or them, right? See how they're bending? So they're not going to be the whole 7 heads. So how do you figure that out? This person measured very good, I can tell, right? Let me do one. Let's say somebody's just like parachuting out of something. Okay, I can't really see the parachute very well, but the person's what matters. Okay, so how do you measure that? Yeah, no, they're not going to be 7 heads. Look at that. How am I supposed to get that to be 7 heads, Miss Vale? I'm going to show you. So here we go. Here's where his belly button is, right? His legs are behind him. So his belly button curves, and then his hips are where his legs go up, right? So we have chin is there. That's his chest, belly button, hips, and then look. It's just kind of, it's like measuring the perimeter of something, right? Hips, knees, feet, boom, right? If you're measuring the perimeter of something in math, you don't go like that. You go like this. You use the ruler, right? You use it just like a ruler. That's why I had you make one of these, because your person's not necessarily going to be standing up straight. Is he going to be a whole 7 heads tall? He or she or they? I didn't make them, right? This ruler might be a little bigger than the one they use, but yeah, they're probably going to be the whole 7 heads tall because they're not bending as much. The same thing with this person right here. Okay. I hope all that's made sense so far. If it doesn't, just go back. Just go back. I want your gesture, and I want our moving mannequin today. No details, none of that, right? We can't put the windows on a house that doesn't have walls. It's my analogy for this. Okay, so I have this very lightly. Now my figure, right? So you're not doing the same thing. My figure is doing like this, right? She's a druid. She's like kind of like posing. She's got something in her hands that she's holding with two hands. That's what I'm doing, right? You're going to do something else, right? Just like these students did right here. So, okay, so I have my head already. Now, let me bring my mannequin over. And my mannequin's going to help me figure out how am I going to make this person move. Now, it's a good thing that you did the head ruler on the mannequin and on your action drawing, because now it makes it even easier for you to see how big, those different shapes are. So, okay, so you're still going to do this lightly, right? You're still going to do this lightly. I'm going to press a little harder so you can see. All right. I'm not drawing. Okay, so so the head is kind of like a semi-oval, right? Different people have different shaped heads. Okay. And this head is a little big. I'm going to put a lot of hair on it though, but it's a little tall. Okay, now I'm looking at the chest here. And I know the chest is going to be in the back. So I'm not going to, because my arms are going to go in front of it. So I'm going to make it light so I can erase it later. I can erase it. Okay, and the waist, that's like kind of like this middle part, your belly button, right? Okay, so I'm just putting those parts on. It might be a little more difficult for some people. Okay. That have, really moving, a lot of, none of my pencils have erasers. Okay. Okay. So now. So my arms are going to go a little forward. Her arms. I'm going to make it, remember I'm making my druid. And they're bending. They're bending and they're meeting at her waist. And this is loose, nice and loose, nice and sketchy, right? We don't want to go like that super hard because then, oh my gosh, I can't erase it. It looks messy forever. Nice and light when we're trying to figure this out. Planning, mapping, preparing. Okay. And that's how I'm going to leave it. That's how I'm going to leave her arms for now. Her chest for now. No clothes, right? No clothes yet. No details. No details yet. No hair, no face. Okay. And then her, let's see. So let's make sure I'm all caught up here. Okay. So now hips are like here, right? Looks like a little skirt. The person doesn't necessarily have to be wearing a skirt, but it looks kind of like, there you go. That's semi-oval once more. Semi-oval, right? See, I pressed down too hard. Granted, it's because I don't have something in the back like I should. Because remember, this is my toy chest from when I was a little girl. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going rogue. No, I have to make sure I have my ruler. My ruler. Okay. Knees will go about halfway down. Right, and I want to make her knees going out a little bit. That's why I'm making them. And then feet, just a triangle for right now. Now I'm looking straight up at this, and I'm seeing that the hips are a little long. Let's make like that about the edge of the hips. There might be a lot of back and forth because when you make somebody moving, gotta kind of just like eyeball it and see if it looks right or not. If you even want to look at poses of people doing something similar, gestures of some people doing something similar, you could. Let me bring the paper up. What is under here? Okay. So her thighs are going to be a little open, like she's kind of like bracing herself. See, so they're going out a little bit. We're just looking back at that. Okay. So I have it nice and sketchy. Now it looks right. Sketch part. Now we're going to do it. Now that we have everything mapped out, it looks right. We go back over. So she's holding something. She's going to be holding a seed that is growing into a plant because she is a druid. Okay. Hips. Okay. Okay, so we're going to make all these hairy lines, sketchy lines, we're going to make them a little more smooth. Because now we're a little more sure of what we're doing. You're not sure what you're doing. Not even not sure what you're doing. If you're in the first stages of doing something, always want that pencil to be lighter. Even now, I want to make sure that I can erase for when it comes to the putting windows on, putting those details on. All right. Now, let me just do one more time around. Make sure that everybody sees. And in any case, if your arms are down straight, they would hit around either the top or the middle of your thigh, depending on how long the arms are, right? So around the thigh area. But like since she is holding something, they come up to around the navel area. She's holding them like around her belly button. Nice and smooth lines now. Still light. Okay. All right, so once more, right? You draw your mannequin shapes on the action pose, right? Just like I just did. Whoop. And you do it with your own action line, right? No details yet. Okay, so I want you to make sure all of that's true before you turn that in. We have our, and we have my hair with a cowlick, and then we have my mannequin in the pose that I want her to be in. Okay, so all it is today is moving mannequin. All right, everybody. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I want to check in with a lot of people about, how your proportions are. So I'm going to make myself available this week. Have a wonderful time doing some drawing and go for it. Oh.